Coffs Harbour is testing our resolve.
Just kept sinking and sinking and sinking.
But we're determined to keep our spirits high.
7-litre Hemi singing in the hills.
But it can quickly go from to
The BYD Shark computer says no.
Can't move.
Simon tells us he's feeling a vibration.
Tom had a little problem.
Oh, not good.
Stick around to see if Coffs Harbour breaks us.
That is next level.
Cyclone Alfred had smashed the local coastline, leaving a number of not-so-small surprises for us.
We turned the corner and there was a big, massive gum tree down. We can see that people had started to cut a new track, which was fantastic. But with a bit of rain around, that new track had a really hard bottom, but a really soft soil.
It's got its rear stuck on a stump. Camera crew, what are you doing? This Colorado 7 just kept sinking and sinking and sinking. This will put in perspective to what we're about to tackle on this hill climb.
This terrain is just so soft. You can feel the mud terrain tyres really biting for grip.
Twin lock MT tyres from Yoki, they gave it a good bootful.
It was a bit of a struggle to get it up there even for Simon, but he ended up getting it to the top. Navigates around the tree and up the hill.
Pointing everyone up the hill. The Jeep's up first, the 7-litre Hemi, singing in the hills. It was a beautiful sight. His big tyres and that nice power he got through up the hill.
I was in Chris's Jeep and I thought to myself, gonna have to give it a bit of stick up here. But he used the torque of that Hemi and we just pretty much idled up that hill. So when I came down and seen people struggling, I was like, how the heck are they struggling? And we just walked up it like it was nothing.
The Iveco, a little bit heavier, a little bit less power, so we're going to see how he goes.
This terrain is so slippery, it's just unforgiving. And here we are on a hill that the Iveco is just not wanting to go up at all.
That extra body weight and a little bit less power, it struggled 3/4 of the way up. He lost all momentum and the tyres started sinking into the mud. What do we know? Out come the carbon winches once again, saving the day. We run Simon's front winch up the hill to another tree, trunk protector going around that to protect it.
He's pulled out the winch, connected the tree at the top, and just slowly crept the car up the hill.
I'm not liking that. I'm close to that tree. We are stuck again. We've got the vehicle leaning over against one tree. We're almost wedged up against a tree on the left here. We've got an off-camber drop off here, which I'm not looking forward to after this morning's efforts. What could be better? Off-roading Coffs Harbour. Guys, this is awesome.
We had to bring in the mighty 4,500 pound winch again, off to another tree, just to pull the Iveco on a more even footing.
Such a cool thing to watch because it sort of allows them to keep it upright.
Yeah, because it went over to that little off-camber drop, huh?
It was very much a similar situation to where he just rolled it.
Still very slippery, so both winches still working hard to get that Iveco safely up over the lip, pointing up the hill. Next up, the Unimog. We're looking at nearly 7 tonnes. Most of that is down low in the diffs and the axles. Whole lot of vehicle to try and get up this slippery slope.
I just had no traction. I didn't realise they had no four-wheel drive. I was only driving in front-wheel drive.
He just didn't have that locked-in drive in the rear, so he struggled a lot more than he really wanted to. As he goes up the hill, sure enough, those big tyres kept spinning and the truck stopped moving.
Left pointer. When we recovered the Iveco, we had to cut this rope off the chassis of the Iveco. We couldn't get it back through, and so we've now got a non-terminated winch rope. So I've put a very basic slip knot in that. Hopefully that's going to hold. Take the weight, get the damper in the middle of the rope section. It's actually in the join here, but also it's let the knot exposed. We can see the knot, we can watch what's happening with that as it loads up. Winch in!
With a tight chicane at the top of this slippery bypass track, the most efficient recovery was a direct winch straight through the trees, followed by a full winch reset to get Tom around the final corner.
We're quite fortunate that Carbon was actually here. He was able to give advice to get this big Unimog up this hill. James is sensational.
Yeah, the mog was basically diffed out, and that winch was able to pull that from the mud suction and get it up the hill. But what was left for us people behind it was no good. Bad.
It was looking maybe possible. Now it's looking like impossible. It's clay.
He's stitching us
Literally
up.
clay under there.
I reckon Tom is stitching us up.
If anyone's going to be able to do it, it's you. All right, so they want me to hit this hill. Should be interesting. Let's see how it goes.
We've got two of the most capable four-wheel drive trucks. Had to winch up this hill because they couldn't get up there. I didn't think he stood a chance at all.
You rock, Elon Musk!
I'm gonna reverse down and do it again. Bloody hell.
He's going to have plenty of wheel speed. He doesn't have a whole lot of clearance underneath there, but he has put a new suspension lift in. So we're going to see how well that performs.
There's a couple of trees that were definitely slowing momentum. So I said to Simon, hey mate, get your axe. We can cut these trees just to get them off the line so we don't have to go over that, which is at that real critical momentum point. So we cut them.
Simon never misses an opportunity to flex. He's like sleeves rolled up so you can see his arms, swinging the axe and basically looking at his arms, like as he's swinging the axe, making us all a little bit jealous, I think.
All right, so Simon's cleared the two logs that were stopping me, where the other cars didn't even get to, but anyway, I want to give it a go.
He's determined he's going to make it, and I'll tell you, it's pretty impressive watching this EV silently spray mud over everyone watching.
Oh, there's mud on my lens.
We just got showered in.
Look at my car.
And I think he enjoyed the part where he flicked everyone with mud. I'm still pulling mud out of cracks I didn't even know I had. Sorry.
Need to turn aircon off, more horsepower. Every other vehicle that's gone up so far has just made big ruts. The Shark, however, it takes it from big ruts and it just smooths it out. Well, it was like a cricket pitch. You could have played cricket on it by the time I was finished with it. Hell yeah, buddy! Who said Sharky off-road?
Woo! Yeah!
Oh, wow!
Oh, you legend!
So next was the Navara. I've come around the tree and got a bit of momentum up the hill, and I thought if I don't commit completely here, there is no going back from this. The Yokohama GW03 mud tyre has such big tread blocks so that as the tyre spins, it actually throws the mud out from between the tread blocks, which allows you to grab some more grip. So I've just gave it everything that I possibly could, and we're actually able to make it up the top of the hill on our first attempt.
I'm a little stupid if I don't get up now, aren't I?
You're all right to go and launch it, big fella. We're all here waiting. We're going to get home for dinner.
I'm stuck already.
Then we had Festa coming up in the Colorado. No lockers, low range, RT tyres. Let's see if he gets up.
No!
He goes as hard as he can. Mate, he nearly hits the tree a few times.
Whoa! To me, it would be like getting a car with slicks and driving it on an ice skating rink.
I got stuck.
Unfortunately, the poor Colorado just could not get up there unassisted. Out comes the carbon winch again. Sure enough, 20,000 pound carbon winch, little nudge, and then up he goes the hill. Nice and smooth, nice and controlled.
Well, that was the best fun you could have with your pants on.
Got a plan, James?
I'm going to take that car, put it at the top of this hill. Everyone's chewed it out. And it's pretty hectic. So let's see if the mighty Zook can make it up there.
Look in my mirror, the Suzuki had driven up the hill behind me like it was nothing. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I hate you, Suzuki, I hate you.
After making it to the top of the muddy hill, we've still got some climbing to do. Coffs Harbour and climbing, it's hand in hand. It's just the way that this beautiful terrain works. Byron wants to really test out the BYD. He's playing with different things, trying to work out where the limits of this new vehicle are for him.
Okay. Maybe not. I think I've overheated the motor. This is where the electric motor struggles, is coming up real steep inclines and stopping on it. Let's see if I can take off. There's a failsafe in the BYD Shark that if you're on a massive gradient and it goes, no, sorry, computer says no, we're not giving you all that torque that you once had. Can't move, there you go. I might overheat the motor, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna literally have to have a break and see if I can get the motor to get rid of that fault.
With the Shark needing to cool down off to the side, everybody else with a normal internal combustion engine was making great steady progress up the hill. But really, it didn't take that long for the Shark to bounce back.
There we go. Let's let it cool down for 2 minutes and then she's right. Sweet as.
With the Shark back in its prime and paddling hard, Chris had one final track up his sleeve. This is Washout Track. It's an absolute cracker and we've definitely saved the best till last.
Not all of the cars are going to have a go at this track.
Absolute favourite of mine. I did it here last time and enjoyed every minute of it. It's exactly how I remember it. Maybe some of the ruts are a little bit bigger than I thought they were.
It lives up to its name. The bottom half of the track has a huge washout that's been chewed out over time with the rain. The top of the track is a couple of rocky steps with an off-camber tilt as it goes up to the final stage. He makes it to the top nice and smooth, really well-controlled drive.
We all know Simon loves rock crawling, it's in his DNA.
The rock steps are perfectly spaced to line up with the Iveco's wheelbase. So as the front's trying to climb up one, the rear's trying to come up. That meant he just could not go any further on that track.
But he slammed his transfer case is what he did, hitting one of the rocks. Then he backed out his side of nut. It was already dark, we wanted to get the mog up.
That's when I realised that I had a bigger problem.
Right. I need to fix that earlier on.
My air system was playing up hardcore.
Before you know it, Tom's reversing out. Oh, watch this.
With the little Zook up next, I thought it was time to do
Come on.
a little track building.
There we go.
Little Suzuki's taking the opportunity, nipped in front of the Mog.
It weighs nothing, 1,100 kilos with a little 1.3 little 4-cylinder engine.
Eyes out the window, making sure that those wheels are straddling that rut nicely, keeping that momentum without breaking any traction.
All right.
With the Unimog's air system all sorted, Tom was back for a second crack at the rocks.
Yeah. There we go.
insane way to finish the day. This is some awesome rock crawling here at Coffs Harbour. Even though I moved that rock, I think I made the right choice in not bringing the Iveco up. I've still got to drive that back to Melbourne in the state it's in. And the Iveco has definitely had enough excitement for today. We've still got tomorrow to go though, guys, so Coffs Harbour keeps turning it on.
But little did we know, our night wasn't over yet.
It's been a long day. The mosquitoes are out in force. We're almost getting carried away by these things. I swear I lost about a litre of blood. So we're all very excited for the chance to get back to the camp, have a nice dinner, relax around the campfire. At least that was the plan. As we're starting to head back to camp, Simon tells us he's feeling a vibration coming from the bottom of the Iveco. And sure enough, we see that the transfer case has broken one of its mounts. So the bush fixers are coming out strong. We used a ratchet strap and propping up that transfer case just to take the vibration out of it and give it a bit more stability as Simon's driving. He's not going to be driving far, but it'll get him back safely and it'll take that vibration out of the transfer case. We're mobile. As we hear on the radio, Tom has stopped. As we catch up to the rest of the convoy, we find that Tom is on the side of the road while the rest of the team with him are pouring water over the tyre that is smouldering because it's been flat. He's been trying to limp it back to camp. Unfortunately, couldn't quite make it. 3 big splits in the sidewall of this huge tyre on the Unimog.
So after we put some water in the tyre to try to cool it down, we decided we might drive on the black tyre just another 100 meters. Yeah, no good. We just pulled over and no, we need to change it.
I'll tell you, changing the tyre on this Unimog, it's a different experience. These things are huge. It takes 2 of us to move them around. It's an enormous rim. It's a huge chunk of rubber.
Tom had a little problem where someone borrowed his jack and didn't put it in the car.
I'm going to call people when I get back to work. No, my mark is like half a metre off the ground for the axle. And we had to come up with a solution just to lift the axle off the ground enough for me to change the wheels over. That's the Simon, he had a spare bottle jack for the Iveco.
And we had to use his jack and find logs in the bush and whatnot to stack the car on, and it was all done safely. We had a wheel underneath it all the time.
It was just barely enough to lift my truck.
It was so great to see, once again, everyone chipping in, making sure that one person who was having some difficulty was looked after. Yep, come up, and trying to get that manoeuvred off the rim, get the new one back on again. I'll tell you, it took everyone chipping in.
That required the effort of everybody. And then we loaded the damaged wheel and arm onto Vintage Colorado because it was too hard to lift high enough, and then we just made our way back to camp.
So for me, what makes a perfect patty would be the right amount of fat, consistency to meat consistency. If you have too much fat, the patties are too fatty. If you have not enough fat, patties are dry and tasteless. When you use a brisket type meat, that's what gives you the fat and also gives you the flavour. So these aren't patties I'm cooking here for you guys. This is stuff we do in store every day. Oh, here comes the cavalry. Thank God we've got our burger maker right here.
So the trick with bread rolls is to tear them open.
No, see, I would go the cut.
No, you don't cut bread rolls.
I cut it and then spread and flex. See, you don't do it like that. You've done the whole burger back to front.
Why am I even here?
Because we're spending time together. Come on. Bit of chutney. We need to get the cheese.
Okay.
Bit of onion on there.
Raw onion. Raw onion's good.
Yeah, raw onion's real good.
I'm gonna have a little bit of extra raw onion because that's good to boost your testosterone.
Yep.
I'll give you a few little rings.
Oh no, we got a bit of tomato next.
Tomato.
Yep. Put the lettuce on. Yep. Perfect. That's where you did it wrong. The aioli goes on now. Tom and Yoko, get out here. That's for you, brother. Cheers.
I made this one for Yoko.
Yep. That's good, isn't it? The best, isn't it? Tom's is probably a little bit A little bit better, there was more effort put into it. I didn't throw around, but it was good. Thanks for spending time with me, brother.
Yeah, that was totally exciting for me.
You've seen the Shark tackle mud, but have you seen the Shark take on 30 water crossings? Click here.